I practiced this for hours, gone round and round, and now I think that I've got it all down.
Hi, I'm Robin, and welcome to Day 10 of Causing Abundance Project. I debated about whether I should just pick up with Day 10 today, or whether I should try and make up for the last 4 days that I didn't actually create a video for. And I decided that I was going to let those 4 days go and just pick up with Day 10 on today. But I'm going to talk about it a little bit in hopes that maybe it will cause somebody to be abundant who might be going through some of the same things, or at least useful anyway, that are going through some of the same things that I've discovered doing this. But I realized I had a commitment on Thursday morning that would have been when I normally do these recordings, and I like doing them myself. And once my children were home, I realized that I was somewhat embarrassed about doing them while they were home. I really don't know where that came from, but that's what came up for me. And so there were people in the house on Friday, and then obviously over the weekend everybody was home. So I just didn't get them done. And I don't know really what quite to say about that, because it seems sort of a silly thing. I'm who I am in front of my kids all the time, so I didn't really understand why I would feel a sense of embarrassment to record if they could overhear me at all. But I did, and so that's what came up for me. I guess I'm going to have to look at that a little bit more, because really it's an irrational fear. There's nothing to be frightened of. What's the worst case scenario? They poke fun at me. Well, they poke fun at me all the time. So I don't know where that would even come into play for me. But I just, wanted to share that with you, and hopefully it will come in useful to somebody who's watching this. So that's for that. But the next thing I wanted to talk about was actually a thing about causing abundance. My daughter had a biography report that was due today. It was a PowerPoint presentation that she had to do a verbal presentation, oral presentation with today. And they had to dress up like the character that they were doing the biography on. And Abby was doing Coco Chanel. I was going to actually make her a costume over the weekend when a friend of mine who happened to take her to the movies the night before with her daughter, and they got talking about their biographies. And when Mary realized what Abby was doing, she had offered up a bottle of Chanel that actually was her mother's, and her mother has since passed away. But she kept like a whole bunch of bottles of this Chanel #5 that she had. And so she offered Abby to take a bottle of it to school and share it with the kids as part of her report today. But she called me because she had not talked to me about it, and she called on Saturday to let me know what she had offered up. And in the course of talking, we got talking about costumes, and she's like, oh my gosh, I have this perfect dress that doesn't fit my daughter anymore. And so she goes, I'm going to bring it all over. And she goes, and I have pearls, and I have all these things. And so I was so elated because I didn't have to spend my entire Mother's Day sewing trying to make this costume, and it was the most beautiful costume ever. She looked like she stepped out of a Coco Chanel runway, and it was just I was so elated, and it was such a thing of abundance for me because it took so much off my plate that I didn't have to now contend with. And those are areas that we can cause abundance just by being able to be present, hearing something somebody says and connecting the dots, and then networking like that. But Abby actually realized after she had the dress in hand with the pearls, she went in and her sister had absolutely the most perfect pair of shoes that went with this outfit too. So she texted her sister up at school and asked her if she could borrow the shoes for the report. And I'm telling you, she was the cutest little thing ever, and I was so proud of her. I actually recorded it this morning before I came back home after I walked her up to school, and she did an amazing job, and I was so very proud of her. And again, causing abundance. There's no greater gift than when you see the reaper, see the fruits of your labor in your children's behavior and their progress in life. And she was just an amazing little kid today, and I was very, very proud of her. And I'm sure she will be very proud of herself when I get a chance to talk with her after school. Anyway, so that's my tip for today. listen to what people have to say. See if there's some way that you can make their day a little bit better by loaning them something, contributing something to something one of their kids are doing, or even for them as individuals. All right, thank you for being with me today, and I will see you all tomorrow. And thanks for listening to me defend my 4 days of neglect on my commitment for this project, and I hope it serves somebody. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.